Hi, everyone. Sorry about that. There seems to have been a few miscommunications on that. So we're just going to go ahead and jump back in. So let's see. Okay, so what's new this year for Give Miami Day? This year, we partnered with Civicor, a leading Giving Day online platform provider nationwide, to offer our nonprofits an even better experience with new features and a streamlined application process, and to offer our donors opportunities for more engagement and features that make participation easier and more fun. Given the change in platforms, all nonprofits, regardless of past participation in Give Miami Day, will need to submit a new registration application to create a new profile on the website. However, we do really want to emphasize that the application process is shorter and much more streamlined than in past years, so please don't let the thought of having to create a new application deter you. We've been receiving a lot of really positive feedback from organizations that have already submitted and been approved, so we're confident that this should be a much easier process for everyone. So some of the new features that we've included this year are, just of course with the new nonprofit profiles, a new look and feel with expanded multimedia options, the champion page feature, which allows you to encourage donors, board members, and campaign ambassadors to create fundraising pages on your profile to advocate for you and bring in more dollars. The fundraising goal feature, which is displayed on each nonprofit profile on Give Miami Day and ticks down in real time as gifts come in. And then lastly, the matching funds feature, which is also displayed on each nonprofit profile on the day of the event and ticks down in real time as well to motivate donors to help you unlock your match. In addition to all of these new profile features, nonprofits can access their profile and make updates to public-facing information up until just a few days before Give Miami Day. Your profile can also be accessed and monitored on the day of the event for real-time information on donations coming in. This year, as an added bonus, we've also added new and improved communications and marketing-focused workshops with industry experts to help you get the most out of your campaign this year. So what are the eligibility requirements to participate as a nonprofit in Give Miami Day? Your organization must first be either actively qualified as a tax-exempt 501c3 public charity with programming in Miami-Dade County, or you must have a pre-approved philanthropic fund at the Miami Foundation. Your organization must also be actively registered with the State of Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. You must be able to provide the organization's current certificate of solicitation letter as proof of registration. Exemptions for this apply to religious and educational organizations, as well as organizations with less than $25,000 in total revenue during the previous fiscal year. So what are some of the benefits of participating as a nonprofit in Give Miami Day? So in addition to the gifts made to your organization on Give Miami Day from donors throughout the community, the Miami Foundation also fundraises to provide a bonus percentage gift on top of every donation made to your organization. There are also cash prizes and matching dollar opportunities available throughout the 24 hours of Give Miami Day. This means that by participating, your organization has the chance to bring in even more dollars and to have fun while you do it. Secondly, dollars raised by nonprofits on Give Miami Day are considered unrestricted funds that can be used for specific programming or general operating support, which allows for greater flexibility. And lastly, nonprofits that participate in Give Miami Day engage new donors, increase their online visibility, and join a movement of philanthropic giving that the whole community can take part in. Our online platform allows donors to browse through our list of participating nonprofits using various filters in order to find organizations that they may have never heard of in the past, but would be potentially interested in supporting. So as a nonprofit, how you can participate. So the first step is to get registered. You must submit a registration application on givemiamiday.org and be approved by foundation staff. The deadline to submit your application is October 21st. So one note about the registration application is that it must be completed in one sitting, as there's no save and return feature. If it's helpful, you can find tools to help with registration on givemiamiday.org. including a list of registration requirements and a worksheet to help compile all of this information before you get started. As an added bonus, all nonprofits that submit their registration application by September 20th at 5:30 p.m. will be entered into a raffle to win our early bird prize of an extra $1,000 on Give Miami Day. So we wanted to also give you, for those that haven't registered and logged into your profile, just a quick snapshot of what your profile will look like. So once your application is approved, your profile will be automatically published on givemiamiday.org. You can either search for your organization in the search bar at the top of the homepage. Sorry, so it looks like we just had a question come in about the raffle. So just to quickly reiterate, so for the raffle of $1,000 on Give Miami Day, it'll be announced on Give Miami Day. And the only thing that you have to do is get your registration application into the foundation submitted before next week, next Friday on September 20th by 5:30 p.m. And please let us know if you have any other questions on that. So going back to the nonprofit profile, so once your application is approved, your profile will be automatically published on givemiamiday.org. And you can either search for your organization in the search bar at the top of the homepage, or you can see the full list of organizations under the Find a Nonprofit tab at the top. In order to log into the admin side of your profile, you must click on the link in the official approval confirmation email to reset your password and log into your profile. So what you're seeing here on the screen is the admin side of your profile. So under this first tab, the Overview tab, you can add additional users and update certain sections of your profile. Under the second tab, the Donation Information tab, you will be able to view and export your donation report, both on Give Miami Day in real time as donations are coming in, as well as after the event. So, and then the third tab, which is the Donation Levels tab, you can enter in your donation level amounts. These amounts, you can make note of what they tie to as far as specific areas of programming that your organization provides. These options will populate as a preset donation amount in the donor cart during the checkout process. This is a good way to show your donors how their gift can specifically help provide support to a certain aspect of your work. And then the fourth tab, the Multimedia tab, through this you can edit or add new images or video links to your public-facing profile. And there's no limit on the number of multimedia that you can add. So the next feature, so our champion pages. This is a new feature available through our new Civicor platform. They allow anyone that would like to help support your organization on Give Miami Day, including board members, ambassadors, to create a fundraising page as part of your profile. This will allow them to direct their friends and family to your organization's profile to learn more about your work. We encourage you to have your key donors create champion pages for your organization to build up more buzz and support for you. Champion pages are easy to set up and customize, and step-by-step instructions on how to create one can be found on givemiamiday.org. So how do donors make a gift? All gifts must be made online during the 24 hours of Give Miami Day on November 21st. The minimum gift is $25, and all gifts are 100% tax deductible. All donors will receive an itemized receipt from the Miami Foundation immediately upon completing and submitting the donation form. Gifts can be made through a bank account, a credit card, a debit card, a qualified gift card, or through a donor-advised fund at the Miami Foundation. All bank account and card transactions will incur a fee of up to 4.5% on the total donation. These fees are a combination of credit card fees and our online platform, Civicor's fees. Gifts made through a donor-advised fund at the Miami Foundation will not incur any fees. And donors can choose to cover the cost of the fee so that the full gift goes to the nonprofit.
Real quick, this is Stephanie Marcus. Just want to let you know that we are receiving your questions and we will answer them at the end of the presentation.
Perfect. Thank you, Stephanie. Okay, so what is the bonus pool? So as I briefly mentioned earlier, the Miami Foundation fundraises to add on an additional percentage bonus gift on top of every donation made to your organization between $25 and $10,000. This is what we call the bonus pool. The bonus percentage is calculated by dividing the total bonus pool dollars raised by the total number of eligible gifts. For example, in 2018, the bonus percentage was 6%. If a nonprofit raises $5,000 on Give Miami Day, their bonus percentage gift is $300. And the bonus pool percentage is determined by the Miami Foundation staff at the conclusion of Give Miami Day. So what is the prize pool? Prizes help your organization earn extra dollars throughout the 24 hours of Give Miami Day. Prizes include hourly and milestone opportunities ranging from $500 to $1,500 in extra dollars for the winning nonprofit. Just a side note, each nonprofit is only eligible to win one prize. The prizes listed here in our presentation are some of the examples from our 2018 prize pool, just to give you kind of a sense of the different categories, and it just creates a lot of different buzz, and it's fun to kind of follow these. And for our 2019 prize pool, the full list of prizes will be released and available in November. So what are match minutes? Match minutes help your organization earn extra dollars by providing 100% match for gifts between $25 and $100 made during designated timeframes throughout the 24 hours of Give Miami Day. Each match minute has a total pool of $15,000. Once the pool is exhausted, the match opportunity ends. And again, the full list of match minutes will be available as well, along with the prize pool, in November. Okay, and now I'm going to pass it over to Stephanie to talk about some of our new features for sponsors.
Hi, everyone. So we wanted to make some quick mentions about some updates we have for sponsors as well. Didn't want you guys to get all the good stuff, wanted to share the wealth. So wanted to talk about how we're engaging our companies and sponsorship. So while there are champion pages for donors, we have what's called a business champion page. So you can see on your screen, this is a mock-up. Should Microsoft Alumni Network want to create a business champion page, they're in luck because we have one for them. But right now, this is just an example. But you can see that the company can include their own information, including their mission statement, some more information about who they are, what they do, and then a whole nother blurb about why they're supporting Give Miami Day. So this page acts similarly to a donor champion page, but it's not actually collecting money for a nonprofit. This is more giving the employer an opportunity to send these to their employees, to kind of have a different landing page to see their company information, and then to be directed out to Give Miami Day to actually start giving to nonprofits. So we're calling these our business champion pages. We also have a corporate leaderboard. So in addition to your nonprofit leaderboard, and there will also be a champion page leaderboard, we'll have a corporate leaderboard. So we're hoping to foster some friendly competition between different companies. Hopefully, if we get a good response from lots of companies in the same field, for example, if we're getting a lot of tax companies, maybe they can create some kind of competition, a friendly one, of course, to see who raises the most money. But it does give more options for companies to promote their brand, promote their logos, and be a little bit more engaged and take a little bit more ownership of this event as well as being part of the community. We also have a sponsorship page, very similar to how it's been in the past, but we've added the option for a company to be able to add a little bit of a bio about them. So while they could still have this business champion page, they'll also be able to put in a little bit more about themselves on our sponsorship page that's a little bit extra than just the logo. Then that logo will also be directed out to their own company website. So again, it's just some added features for engagement with companies, a little bit more bang for their buck when they support our bonus pool, the prize pools, and the match minutes. They can show a little bit more engagement for themselves. So that is pretty much our company new features. And again, as Chelsea mentioned, with the matching dollars, now you have the opportunity to promote who your match sponsor is, and that also helps. You can kind of promote your sponsor a little bit more and give them a bit more bang for their buck as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephanie. All right, and so moving right along, so just to reiterate our key dates. So as I mentioned earlier, the early bird prize deadline. So this is, again, just to ensure that your organization has submitted their registration application. It doesn't have to be approved by September 20th at 5:30 p.m. It just needs to be submitted to the foundation. And then, of course, so that you'll be entered into a prize raffle for $1,000, and that will be announced on Give Miami Day. And then a very important deadline, the official deadline for the end of registration is October 21st. So you have just a little over a month left to go. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions at all regarding the registration process. As soon as your application is approved and you've created your profile, you will be able to edit your profile up until the deadline on November 18th at midnight. However, this doesn't include the fundraising goal section and the matching funds section. These two sections can be updated up until the day before Give Miami Day, so November 20th. And then as far as the payments for all of the donations that you raise on Give Miami Day, those payments will go out by at the very latest December 31st, 2019. So we just want to give a special thank you to all of our Give Miami Day sponsors for their generous support in helping us make this happen. So we are going to wrap up the presentation and open up the floor for questions. So we see a lot of the questions that have already come in, so we're going to get started on answering those. But as we go along, feel free to keep entering your questions into the chat box, and we're happy to answer all of them. All right, so let's get started.
Bear with us as we open this up. There we go. Okay, so a few that we saw come in. What is the minimum gift? We are still at $25 for that minimum gift, so it's remaining at that level. The donor does have the option when they check out to add to the bonus pool. That's going to be a minimum of $5. But as far as the regular gift levels, again, that does remain at $25, which means that when you put in your donation levels, keep in mind that your donor won't be able to give less than that. So if you have some kind of service that's less than 25, then I would just bundle that to say that, for example, there would be 2 spay and neuters for $25, should that be the case. Also want to talk about, can users see donations and donors? I'm thinking that this is in regard to the champion pages. The person who sets up the champion page, yes, they can see the donors and donations that come through their champion page. They are not able to see all the donations that come into that specific nonprofit. It's only going to be those who are using that individual's URL and clicking through the whole checkout process. They wouldn't be able to see other donations that donor gives to other nonprofits, just the one that is for their champion. Saw some questions about instructions for the champion pages and where does it live on the site. We are activating that, should be by Monday at the latest. We were finalizing our own collateral and instructions step by step to make sure it's easy for everyone, and instructions that you can then share with your donor base on how to activate those pages, especially for your board members. We're very excited to engage our board to fundraise. So again, that should be by Monday, and we will have a full page that gives detailed instructions on how to set up that one pager. I also saw a question about if we could see, or everyone could see, the different businesses that sign up and create a business champion page. There should be a section on our site, but let's get back to our developer and see if that's going to live under where you can search all nonprofits and all champion pages, or if that's just going to be on the corporate leaderboard. So hold tight on that one and we'll get back to you.
So the next question is, can I print this presentation? So we can definitely, if you all would like, we can definitely send this presentation deck to you. We are also going to, so we're recording this webinar today. We're going to be posting this on our website as well. Just if you have any other questions and need to come back to it to reference. But please reach out to me, Chelsea, via email at cclark@miamifoundation.org if you would like to receive the presentation deck slides, and I'm happy to provide those. Let's see. Okay, so what are the videos requested on the application used for? So these videos, all of the multimedia, the photos and videos that are uploaded through the application process will just live on your organization's profile. So they're public facing, so your donors can see them. It's just kind of a nice added feature. That way your donors can, kind of see through different multimedia ways of, the work that your organization does, and hopefully motivate them a little bit more. So yeah, just to clarify, those only will live on your specific organization's profile on givemiamiday.org.
I'm not totally sure. We have a question about, do you recommend having one fund or 2 to 3 funds for donors to donate toward? I'm thinking that's about donation levels. So the donor would have the choice to either click on one of your preset levels, again, $25 for one spay and neuter or so on. They also have the option to choose just an amount of their choosing, whether it's a level that you already offered or just a level that they want to give to, or both.
Perfect. Okay, so the next question is, can you tell me how the fee for credit cards work, and how it works, and if someone makes an online payment?
So I can speak to that again to Stephanie. So it's working the same as it has in the past, where it does incur the credit card fee and the transaction fee. So we did work, we made some really good negotiations with our credit card provider and authorization provider to get those fees as low as possible. But with the credit card fee and with the bank account fee, you get however they choose to pay, and the platform fee, we're estimating again at up to 4.5%, and we are giving the donor the option to cover those fees for you. For the membership question, so we got a question, can we make our donation levels to be something that is for our membership? So for example, if the membership is $25 per year, can we add a membership donation level at $25 for a donor to then receive a membership? That is not something that can be done through Give Miami Day. All these gifts are unrestricted, so therefore your use, and the donor cannot receive any kind of benefit. So if the membership doesn't have any benefits associated with it, for example, if you're giving out memberships to anyone, if it's free of cost, then definitely you can give that out. But if the membership does have a benefit with it, there's tickets, you have some kind of brick and mortar where people have to pay to get in, that is not something that can be offered through Give Miami Day. Again, this is no benefits are received. These are purely donations.
So the next question is, will champion pages be listed or shown somewhere on our nonprofit page? So the answer is yes. So we are working with Civicor to activate this feature. As soon as we hit activate, basically it'll show up. There's going to be a fundraiser button at the top of your profile page, and then anyone that wants to create a champion page can click that button, create a little mini profile for their champion page, and that will show up just below. It'll show up visually on your profile just below the multimedia. So you'll be able to see all of the different champion page profiles, essentially all listed on your organization's profile.
And they will also be within the admin end of your profile. You'll be able to see who the administrators are on those specific profiles. You'll also be the ones approving when they first submit that profile page, and you can edit it as well in case there's something that you want to change.
So next question, is there a file size limit for the videos or photos for the profiles? So there is not a file size limit for those. There's different recommended options which are listed on the application, so you can check those out there. And if you have any additional questions when submitting your application, I would recommend checking our registration guide. It has a lot of really in-depth information in a step-by-step way that takes you through each field throughout the application. So hopefully that's helpful, and if you have any additional questions, please just send them my way, and I am happy to answer those. I'm sorry, which one are we looking at?
For an example of an organization profile page, we can kind of go back in the presentation. We did have a quick screenshot of it. You can take a look at what it will show on the day of. Chelsea's pulling that up right now.
So this, what you see on your screen now, is the public-facing side of your profile. So basically, it'll show your legal name here at the top. This little box at the bottom kind of scrolls down with you as you're scrolling through the profile. So on the day of Give Miami Day, in that box, it'll show the total dollars raised by donors in real time as you go through the day. There's also public-facing, like your contact information, phone number, email address, and your main address. And then the rest of the profile has all of your multimedia, a brief overview, which is just a quick mission statement. And then there's also more information that you can add in just sort of a more about us, more additional programming section. So what you're seeing here is what your profile page will look like on Give Miami Day. So with the Donation Now button in the top right corner, that's how donors will once they find your profile, that's how they will make a donation to your organization.
And again, the multimedia that you do upload will be public facing for everyone to see. A question on the bonus pool. So I know that this definitely can get confusing because it's not a one-to-one match, but it's an extra percentage. So the Miami Foundation fundraises for the bonus pool. We've been doing this for quite some time already this year. We fundraise for the match minutes, we fundraise for the prizes. But outside of the prizes and the match is the bonus pool. So at the end of the day, we will take a look at all the donations that have come in and how much money we've raised for the bonus pool. And then depending on those totals, we apply a percentage to each gift that you receive as a nonprofit. That's between $25 and $10,000. So if you do have a donor that wants to make a gift of $50,000, just make sure that they're making gifts of 10,000 increments. That way you get the bonus match or the bonus percentage on those gifts. So again, as Chelsea had mentioned, should we raise a certain amount of money where we can apply 6% of that bonus percentage onto each gift? If your gift is $100, then instead the gift is $106. I think I did that math right. I work in development, not math, so excuse me. But yeah, so it's an extra percentage, not that one-to-one, but it really makes every gift go even further. And then with the prizes and the match minute, it really makes even an additional impact to your donation collections.
So the next question is, should we create new levels for this event or use our existing membership levels? So I think this is in regard to the donation levels feature. So going back to what Stephanie had mentioned, these are unrestricted dollars, so you can't actually use them specifically to provide a membership for your donors. But you know, these are just kind of an idea. It's kind of an idea of a ballpark range of what any aspect of your programming might cost, just to give your donors, you know, to motivate them a little bit more and sort of give them a better image of what their dollars are going to actually be going towards. So it's, you know, you can be creative with it. And so it definitely, these levels aren't tied to any, you know, benefits that your organization has already provided.
And this just, again, gives the donor an idea of what their money could go towards. So let's say $50 will send, you know, one student to camp, then that's how you would put it through is, you know, a level of $50, you're sending one child to camp. Something like that is, you know, what's going to come through to the public facing side for the donor to see. Also, one question, again, back on the champion pages. So as the nonprofit, you will have a full list that you can export into Excel or to your choosing that will show what gifts have come in through each vehicle. So whether it came in through your nonprofit profile page or through someone's champion page. If it's a board member and you want to see how much money that specific board member raised, that can be seen on the day of through either their champion page or through the back end of your admin profile. You can export that information very easily, and that's going to be available for you year round. It's not going to be just the day of where you get a link to download the spreadsheet that lives on your account and you can access that at any time.
So the next question is in regard to the donation levels, and using the example of a university where there are various colleges that you can donate toward. So actually how this is going to be working for this year as far as the participation of universities and colleges is that we are allowing up to 3 profiles to be created, so 3 separate applications to be submitted for any of the various colleges or departments within any set university institution. So this, essentially, we decided on this year because in the past we've basically we just want to make sure that Give Miami Day is fair for everyone. And so if we were to open this up to to allow one university or one entity to create profiles for all of their different departments or colleges, it's just essentially they would have a bunch of different profiles when other organizations are only allowed to have one. That's the purpose behind the limitation of that.
And keep in mind that Give Miami Day is supposed to provide you with unrestricted dollars, those dollars that are really hard to fundraise for normally throughout the year. So you can do these donation levels. You can do different champion pages for different issue areas that you may want to fundraise for. But keep in mind that you don't want to limit yourself too much to be, stuck in certain programs. This is more of an opportunity for you to have those unrestricted dollars. These champion pages, again, we are going to launch that feature by Monday. So as long as your nonprofit is registered, then it will have the option to create a fundraising page. So while you can't start collecting donations until Give Miami Day, of course, on the day of, you can start promoting your own fundraising page. And donors can start creating accounts prior to Give Miami Day as well. Just like you have an account that you log into, a donor can log into their account, and they can even go ahead and put in their credit card information and save it, but on the day of, it's even easier for them to go in and make their gift.
Next question is, do you have any suggestions for how to share Give Miami Day on our social media or multimedia platforms? So yes, we do. And actually, a lot of our various communications workshops are going to be able to help you with this. Our next one coming up is this coming Monday, September 16th from 2 to 4 p.m. And it's at the Miami Lakes Library. And it's going to be featuring the Miami Foundation's Senior Director of Communications and Engagement, Matthew Beatty. So he's going to be giving us a lot of tips and tricks from his last 7 Give Miami Days that he's been here at the foundation. So I would recommend attending that. And it's going to be a lot of helpful information and just sort of institutional knowledge as, throughout the history of Give Miami Day, and just, really consolidating those best practices, and hopefully you all can learn something from that. So again, that's this coming Monday, September 16th from 2 to 4 p.m.
And I see a question, I'm not totally sure how to answer it, but I think this is where we're going. On the day of, your own profile page will update as donations come in. So you can see on the screen right now, it says $0 raised by 0 donors. We're not on Give Miami Day, but on the day of, as you start receiving donations, that is going to change. So it might say $100 raised by 2 donors, or so on. This will also have something that talks about your match. So if you did secure matching dollars, the match will tick down in real time too. So if you secured $100 and you've raised 50, then it will say $50 of your match remaining. So the page will update in that sense throughout the day. Also for the match minutes, the foundation is still in the process of fundraising for those. So for example, last year we had 2. We had one at 10:40 a.m. That was for a tax firm that specifically chose 1040 for Form 1040. So if there are any accountants on the line, we can all giggle at that. But we had one at 10:40, we had one at 3:05 p.m. And basically we fundraised for $15,000, and that will provide a full one-to-one match for any gifts received between $25 and $100 during that minute. It is capped at 15,000. So if we get to 15,000 within 20 seconds, then that's it. And for example, last year and the year before, I think the slowest the match was met during our minutes was 8 seconds. So you definitely have to be quick.
Very competitive. Okay, so the next question is, what procedures are required from a donor that will be providing matching funds for an organization? So there aren't really any set procedures that we require for these matching funds. It's basically just an internal discussion for your organization to have with the donor. So these matching funds are going to be visually shown on your profile on Give Miami Day. So the purpose of adding that match funds feature is just essentially, it creates a little bit of excitement and competition to increase, hopefully, donations from other donors that are eager to help you and your organization unlock those matching dollars.
And the nonprofit does have the responsibility to confirm those matching dollars and to follow up to get them after the event.
So next question, do we get the contact information for all of the donors? So yes, as long as the donor did not mark that they wanted their gift to be made anonymously. So during Give Miami Day as well as afterwards, you'll be able to pull your donation report through the admin side of your profile, and it'll show that all of that information, so you will be able to follow up with your donors to thank them.
Can a donor make a donation in advance and it be billed on Give Miami Day? We have two options. Some organizations do create pledge cards in advance of the giving day. They will collect credit card information from the donor, and then on the day of, the organization will input that information on behalf of the donor. So that's kind of one way. They will actually be billed beforehand, but that's the way to do it on the day of.
And it's important to note, especially if you collect those donations from the credit card or donation information from your donors far in advance ahead of Give Miami Day, just to follow back up with them just ahead of Give Miami Day on November 21st to make sure to kind of remind them that they made this donation to you guys, because they will, as soon as the donation is actually made on the website, they'll instantly be receiving a itemized receipt from the Miami Foundation. So just to kind of mitigate any confusion, that's just what we recommend.
And they will see the charge on their credit card as coming from the Miami Foundation. So it's also nice to give them a heads up that even though they'll see Miami Foundation, it's just because we host the event, and then the full donation gets directed back to you net of fees. The other way that you can kind of be billed ahead of time is if you have a donor who's going to be giving you a large donation. So if you're expecting a gift of $5,000 or over, the Miami Foundation can assist you by creating a donor advised fund ahead of time. Your donor can send in the money to us. We will hold it free of charge, no fees, and on the day of, we will then direct the money to where the donor asked it to go to. So there's been a lot of organizations, special shout out to Seed School, but there have been lots of organizations that have taken advantage of this option, especially because that means you're avoiding all credit card fees, all platform fees. That full gift is going to come to you, and the donor doesn't even have to think about it on the day of, which is also really good for any donors you have that aren't located in Miami and maybe aren't seeing all the hype on the day of and maybe won't remember. We can get it done for you.
So next question, I would like to participate in the early bird prize raffle, but I only have my income tax form, I believe is what this means. You'll be receiving it on October 1st. Can I apply only with the budget? So yes, fortunately with this year's streamlined application, you actually won't need to upload any kind of budget. What we require as far as the uploads are just the letter, which is basically proof of your certificate of solicitation with the State Department of the Florida State Agriculture and Consumer Services. So that's the one upload. And then the second one is just within the banking information. We require a voided check or some other form of official bank communication with your bank account numbers just to be able to confirm those. So as far as the budget, the only thing that is required in that sense is there's a drop-down menu asking you to input the range of budget of your annual operating budget for the previous fiscal year. So there's nothing to upload for that one, so you can go ahead and get your application submitted.
Give Miami Day is on Thursday, November 21st. So it is always the Thursday before Thanksgiving. Last year was a little bit early, but Thanksgiving was a little bit early, but this year, again, Thursday, November 21st starts at midnight and ends on midnight on November 22nd.
Where is the workshop on Monday? So the Communications 101 workshop with our Senior Director of Communications and Engagement, Matthew Beatty, is going to be held at the Miami Lakes Library. And so it's this coming Monday from 2 to 4 p.m. So will the communications workshops be recorded and available online? So as of right now, they will not be. That's why we do encourage in-person participation. The way that these workshops are set up is that it's a lot of sort of one-on-one and hands-on kind of workshopping. So there's a little bit of the presentation component, but as far as the rest of it, it would be a little bit more challenging to try to record that and post it online.
There is no limit to the number of champion pages your organization can have, whether that's board members or other donors in the community that want to champion your organization. There's no limit. Do keep in mind that only 2 champion pages show up on your profile at a time. They're randomly selected with the platform. So you can go on a nonprofit profile page, see 2 champion pages show up, go back later, and it'll be 2 different champion pages. There is an option to show all if you're on the nonprofit profile page, but again, just to show up, and there is no limit to the amount of champion pages you can have.
So for the matching funds, there's another question. So it's not collected through the platform. The question is, must the org follow up to receive those matching dollars? And will they show up live on the day of Give Miami Day? So yes, so essentially it's the responsibility of the organization to follow up to actually receive these dollars. And basically whatever amount that you put in as these matching funds, we just sort of trust you, and you can put those into your profile and it'll tick down in real time. So that is entirely up to the organization to actually confirm and receive those donations.
As far as the service fees that get charged to the gifts, these get done after the fact. So we won't be reaching out to you to collect any fees. They just get reduced directly from the gift that's made, and you get the net proceeds. Again, if someone decides to cover the fee, that full coverage is tax deductible. It gets added to your total. So if for some reason, that certain gift wasn't the full 4.5% fee, you're still getting that full amount that they covered. So we hope that, for those that do cover and those that don't, maybe the ones that do cover a little bit more of those who don't. But that is where the fee takes place. And again, you get the net proceeds.
So where can I find the list of needed information to apply? So this is on givemiamiday.org. On the For Nonprofits tab, you'll find a list of different registration materials, including the registration guide, as well as the full comprehensive list of all of the requirements for the application. And just again, as a reminder, all of this information, there's no save and return feature on the application. So we would recommend collecting all this information ahead of time, and then when you sit down to actually create the application, it'll all be there in one place. Okay, so can you elaborate on the state certificate of solicitation letter? Does everyone need one if you are already a 501c3? So yes, all 501c3s within the state of Florida do need this letter in order to solicit donations within the state of Florida. So the only exceptions to these are 501c3s that have an annual operating budget of less than $25,000, and or if you are an educational or religious institution. So those are the only two exceptions. Every other 501c3 within the state of Florida should have this certificate of solicitation letter.
It is fairly easy to obtain. The department has kind of realized when we have Give Miami Day, because they get an influx of requests for their certificate around this time of year. They're really great to work with and understand that we have this event coming up. So even if you don't get the full certificate, we can, go online and check to make sure that you're at least registered, and we can use that information, that confirmation from online as well.
Next question, has the location for the September 25th workshop been chosen yet? It has not, but hopefully by early next week we will have that solidified and it will be up on the website for everyone to register for.
If you are one of those organizations that's exempt from the solicitation certificate, if you could just upload something on your letterhead, a letter on your letterhead that just says why you're exempt. So, we are an educational institution and therefore we are exempt from this requirement. Upload that and that works for us, just because the application won't let you submit if you don't have anything uploaded. So again, just a letter on your letterhead that says why you're exempt. If you are listening in and you have a fund here, okay, I think we just answered it.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like those are all the questions that have come in, and it looks like we're just about over time. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to email or call me, Chelsea Clark. My email is cclark@miamifoundation.org, and I'm happy to get those answered for you. So yeah, I think we're going to wrap up, but thank you all so much for joining. This has been great, and I hope it's been, helpful for all of you guys. We really are excited about the new features this year, the new platform, and we are excited to hopefully break more records this year with Give Miami Day 2019.
Thanks so much. See you guys soon.
Thanks all.